Leanne, tell us what it's like in the Capitol this morning.
Stephanie, I just want to say how heartbreaking it is to walk through the Capitol this morning and see the remnants of the damage that was done yesterday. We spend, our Capitol Hill team, we spend so much time in this building, and to see it in the state that it is now. First of all, there is a thick film around, throughout the entire Capitol that's a mixture of dust, seems like leftover tear gas, that it's going to be very difficult to clean up. In addition, on the House side, where the woman was shot, it's in this, what they call the Speaker's Gallery, which is just off the House floor. One pane of glass is left, and that is completely shattered. The rest of the other 3 panes of glass are completely out, and there's shreds of glass on the ground. On some of the doors leading into the House of Representatives, from the outside, the House steps, there are 4 bullet holes coming from the outside. That's a double-paned glass. The interior glass is unscathed, but the 4 bullet holes coming from the outside, there's stickers on that door that says F Antifa, and one has a picture of Joe Biden that says "Not my president." And then those center doors, which you might remember the images from yesterday of the mobs on the center steps of the Capitol. Well, there's glass on those doors that are completely smashed. On the inside, there's like bullet hole markings on the inside of the doors, all around the doors. It's just a very devastating sight. People's offices were ransacked. Not just one, many offices were ransacked. There were things stolen from people's offices as well. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, her big wood and gold placard over her office is missing. So, Stephanie, I've been taking a tour this morning. There's not a lot of people in there. It's pretty empty. I'm only seeing members of the architect of the Capitol who are surveying the damage, some members of Capitol Police who are doing the same. Of course, there's many questions about Capitol Police's role and what sort of investigation there's going to be in the aftermath. But it is a very, very disheartening aftermath and day up here on Capitol Hill. Stephanie.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.